And what's up, guys? So today we're going to be working on the trail buggy. We're going to be getting the upper link situated, getting some brackets made for our rock assault housing, and probably, but we'll see, maybe get some shocks mounted. But first off, got to get some wood so we can fire up the Dragon and get it warm. So we got this semi set up, got our lower links kind of in position. We're gonna be doing our upper links, and those are a little more difficult because nobody makes the exact mounts that we need for this chassis. So we got to build them, and what that entails is tabs to go there to there, so we can mount it up to the corner of our chassis. But should be pretty sweet once we get it going. So let's get that going. So I was drawing our 4-link bracket for the pod side because pod and axle tube side are going to be different. And when I drew them up, I had to lengthen, say, the short side that was on the higher part of the pod a 1/2 inch. So not shorten, I had to lengthen it a 1/2 inch because I shortened it initially 1 inch from the original bracket, and I had to lengthen it a 1/2 inch to account for, you know, to make the bracket and the bolt perfectly level. The brackets are over here. This is what we have. Nothing too fancy. Adjustment, because depending on the type of wheeling that you're going to be doing, kind of want a little bit of adjustability. We're going to cut these out on some thick metal, or with some thick metal, and then we will have those ready for the axle side, and then we're then going to project our brackets up to the chassis side so we can then make those, and then reverse, put those ones there, and then figure out where we got to put them up here on the axle to make everything correct. So we got our actual bracket cut out. We're gonna get it cleaned up, and you're gonna see it here. So let's get it. So we got the one mount put on. We're at 10.5 inches of vertical separation. We gotta slowly get the mounts for this top link part, chassis side, made. And right now we're running into a problem of, which I believe I got it figured out already, so I'm just giving you guys an update. So I believe I got it figured out, which this is all part of building suspension. We got our top link, which is separated the amount we need, and we're trying to figure out where we need to mount this. And I'm starting to think that we're going to put this link at 5 degrees, and then when we go to droop and set at ride height, technically, then our lower link should be set at 5 degrees, and these should be flat. So that should be about perfect. We're not like most rock bouncers. We're going to be building this for more of a snow wheeling type rig, so we're shooting for low, just low everything. We want everything to be freaking low. But critique me in the comments if you will. That's perfectly fine. I want to hear your thoughts. So we got this here. Link. I got another tube that's cut. I'm gonna put that one in, and that one should get us actually where we need to be, and then I can start working on the other side and get it all put together, and then we can cycle suspension. And we're gonna have to do that a few times and check clearances and redo some things and all such. I ain't too worried because it's time, What else are you gonna do with your life? But so let me go get the other tube, and you'll see that, and we'll get the time lapse going.
Everyone always asks me, how do you get the perfect weld on your parts?
First step to a good weld, prep your parts. Sand them. And when you go to weld, you want your part to overlap just barely. do that, everyone, you have some pretty nice looking parts with some good welds on them. So, hell yeah. So we got our main link cut for our upper link. We're gonna install it now. We got them beveled and everything. We just gotta literally install. Our bolt in, which is perfect. Okay. Not too shabby. So we'll throw a tack weld on this side. We'll throw one on the other side as well. Same thing to this side. Make sure it's decently straight. There's that. So we got one of our top links done, and that looks pretty damn good from there. Maybe over to the side. So we got a positive 10 degrees, perfectly flat with our bottom links, and that way when we go to ride height, our lower links would be at 5 to 10 degrees max, and then our upper link should be just about level, which that'll be perfect. And good morning, guys. So what's up? Today we're gonna be over here. Oh, we don't screw everything up. We're gonna be over here trying to mount some shocks. So we got the 4-link done on this thing. We're gonna be mounting our shocks from there, all the way up to the hoop. It's not gonna go exactly perfect because I got another plan for this hoop, which was originally intended. So I'm kind of pumped, but I gotta do a shock mount tab that goes from here all the way over to there, so it, you know, has a really good contact point, and so it doesn't, you know, just leverage that hoop and pry it over that direction if we hit something really hard. But we're gonna get the first mock-up tab drawn up. You're gonna see that, and we're gonna get these shocks mounted up. You're gonna see every step of the way. I'll show you the angles I'm putting them at. That's not really, you know, too fancy of information. You just want them, you know, tilted so when you go to cycle your suspension, nothing hits, nothing binds, you know, and everything retracts nice and smooth how it's supposed to. So let's get that going. Thank you for watching. So you can't see much from here, but here's a little just different view for you guys. So when I go to draw my tab, I'm gonna start with the basics, all right? Just keep it simple, you know, don't overthink it, nothing. So we're gonna start with a circle. Our tubes are 1.5 inches. We're gonna do a 1.6 by 1.6, okay? Obviously it's 1.5 inches, but I go 1.6 because it gives it just that perfect amount where I can then weld perfectly into that tab and it has a crispy look. Okay, so we have 1.6 and 1.6. We're going to duplicate that and we're just going to shove it over. We already know it needs to go 9.25 inches over. We just don't know up, down, or what orientation, but we're going to figure that out. So we got this other circle moved over. Now we're going to draw our spacing, which is 9.25, 9.25. Okay, height doesn't matter, we just want the length. And this is the spacing between each closest point between the circles. We'll just move this over. Okay, that's close enough. Now we know that our shock hole is 1/2 inch, so we're going to do which is 563. 563. And these sizes are because I need to, my plasma cutter has a slight curve, and then I can true it up to the true size. So this is what I have to cut them to. 6.3. And I get a perfect hole. Almost 9 times out of 10. So now we know that this hole needs to be from the left side if it's passenger, or the right side if it's driver. The hole needs to be 2.5 inches out. So we duplicated this line, and we are going to shrink it down to 2.5. 2.5. Okay, we're going to change the color to something bright that we can see, and then we're going to put this circle right in the center of this. And that will be our mount, and then you just draw in between with everything. So if you go right here to right there, and there, and I'll just shoot it straight back across. And back up. Okay, so there's our, just a rectangle, right? This is the way I like to draw it. That way everything is, just better. It's more of how I like it. And I don't know why, but I always get it a lot closer when I just draw it this way, step by step. So, that being said, we can delete our links that we know are in their spots. Okay, boom, boom. We're gonna make this a gray part because that's steel, which makes more sense. And then we know our hole needs to be right here, but we're gonna give this mount a little pizzazz, okay? So we're gonna raise this a little bit. We're gonna give this just a little bit, maybe here, okay? And we know that this hole needs to be centered roughly, and this is going to be roughly our first mock-up tab. And what we'll do is then we'll difference it. We will then difference this one that got rid of it. That gave us a perfect circle. Okay. Now we'll just go over here, and I know that I need 188 thick, 188, 3/16 thick. Right here. We're going to make that different color so you guys can see it. And you do a dot there, drop it down. Doesn't have to be perfect, because you just need enough material so you don't burn through it. And then you adjust them so you have a perfect little part. Adjust this one back on itself, and then this one forward. And then when you go to cut this piece out, you got a great looking part on both ends. I deleted a square, but I need it. Bring it over to this end. Okay, so roughly in here. We'll run this one down. Do a dot there, do a dot there. Delete those, run this back, run this one straight, okay, cool. Run that there, delete that, this one goes there, this one goes straight, and there you go. Then you can delete your squares that you put in there, your size reference, okay, and I don't know if we should add really much anything else. We could add another shock hole location, but we're gonna shoot for this because I'm pretty sure this is about spot on. So we're gonna cut this out. We're gonna see how big our part is. Our part is 10, almost, or it's 11, or it's 10.5 basically by 3 inches tall. So we're gonna cut that out. File, save as, because you always want to save it. trail buggy front shock boot side. You want to label each one. It gets really confusing, but you got to do it. And we'll exit out of that. We'll open up sheet cam. Oh, I already screwed up. Import the drawing. Trail buggy. Okay, there it is. And do inside. New layer. Okay. Inside that. We're going to do it out of 18 gauge so we can get a nice little template but not waste material. That's expensive. And then that one is good to go. And we're going to save job. Our code is written for the machine. The part is ready to be cut. And we are loading up the part. Now, I'm going to turn on the machine. Gotta go turn on the air as well. Okay, we'll remove this material. Or at least get it out of the way. And then we'll toss some material up here that we know we can get a bracket out of, which is really anything at the point. And box is on, everything's on. We're going to reset, we're going to load our part, tap it, we're going to open it. Okay, torch moves. We're going to bring it over the metal, bring the torch down, Z-axis down, go up, we're going to zero everything real quick, and we're going to see if we have enough material, even right here, to cut this part. And it looks like we literally have just the right amount right there. So we're going to go to 0, which is holding pretty consistent, good enough for a template. Just turn on the power. Put the machine on, our Everlast 62i. And we're going to turn it down to, I don't have small tips, so I got to go to 42 to 43 amps. It's all zeroed out, and we'll click go. She's ready to go. And there's one of our practice tabs. I need to fill up my table again, but I just haven't had time. But here it is. We'll go test fit it and we'll see that. Well, we're gonna put this in for the first time. Could be wrong, could be completely right. Who knows? Definitely not. I think it needs to be a little bit shorter. Definitely just a little bit. Probably a 1/4 inch shorter. And then this thing is going to be almost perfect. But we can toss this shock in and check it out. Well, that's actually pretty close. We're gonna have to get rid of some meat down here because these Fox shocks are very, close tolerances. But Yeah, that's really close, actually. Okay, we're gonna go redo this mount and it's gonna look a little different. Okay, so as you can see, we got the shock tab here, right? Kind of bulky, ugly looking. This is what we need, all right? So, I noticed that there was a problem. Let me dry this off so I can hopefully write on it. I noticed that there was a problem with the shock head, which I already knew was going to be a problem, but it's okay. But the distance between from here to here, we need about 1/8 of an inch, or this pen distance away from this. So what that entails is we have to trim some out of this in an orderly fashion like this, if that makes sense. So that way we have a perfect round supported area in here that this shock can then mount up into, but it has all the room in this black area to clear this spot. And that's very important. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we're gonna adjust this. We also gotta move our hole up a little bit. And yeah, and then everything else is gonna be trimmed up, cleaned up, and made beautiful. And then we'll cut another test one out and you'll see that. So we'll put you in time lapse so you can see what's going on and not be, watching all slow progress. So we got it. Knock it up. Oh shit. Oh, I think that one's money. I do. That one looks like it's perfect. Yep. Oh yes. I think that is perfect. That'll allow us to, So we'll get 2 of these cut so we can get these mounted, the tops at least, in the right direction. And then we're gonna see about bottom tab, and then we'll finish each one. So that way the shocks are at least in place and roughly on the same, area. We're gonna try and shoot for 0.05. Within, 0.05 of a fucking degree. I didn't mean to say that. Oops. But we're gonna see if we can get within 0.05. So we'll see. We're gonna cut these out of some 3/16 now, and we're gonna go do that. So we're gonna have to get some material loaded up. I don't have any material over here. We don't have enough material over here to make these. So we're gonna pull this off. It's crazy how much steel you can actually cut with a plasma table and not have, say, as much waste. Just have lots of good parts, quality parts. Got some over here. guys over. This is usually a shit show. Getting them outside. Our dogs have these buttons so they can tell us what they want. And I always step on them. I love our dogs. You guys have dogs? You prefer cats or dogs? The best thing to do is run it down your rail, but I'm alone and I don't want to crush none of my body parts, so like we're probably going to do right here. Okay. We're going to see if we can get them over there. Yeah, we'll just merge them together. So, bring y'all back over here. Okay. So we got both of our parts cut. We're gonna go get them cleaned up, trued up, and then we'll mount them. Making overtime to keep the wolves away. Yeah. Why don't you realize Vienna waits for you? So we're gonna get these all dialed and in the right orientation, get the welder set up, everything put on. I love this Everlast 15-foot lead. It's a game changer for sure. Okay. That'll keep those from at least moving a lot. I had some bolts. There we go. We got one spacer. Shock. Got this one mounted. Okay. We gotta do this one. We gotta get this one at 8730. Like that. Maybe 740. Right there. There we go. Yep, within 5. So, back up the bottom. Back up the bottom. Okay. And that should still, yep, it held. Okay, so we got it mounted on top, mounted on bottom. We're going to be getting our bottom tabs, and I believe 1.5" tabs might work for both because I want to keep them tilted a little bit, but we're going to see if I can cut them out. That's what we're going to do over here. So we'll cut some tabs out with a 3" bottom radius with a hole that's 1.5" up. And we'll cut 4 of those out and we'll get them put on. So, got a bolt, got some spacers, bolt through a tab, spacer in it, okay, and we need to do a spacer for this side, okay, and then spacer for this side. That should be good to go like that. Now we gotta go get a nut. I don't know. I just know what I needed. And that is technically mounted. So I could make these work, this one, but I am pretty sure it needs to be 1/4 inch longer. So what I'm gonna do is, right, is that right? Yeah. Be about 1/4 inch long, yeah. 1/4 inch, 3/16. It's probably 3/16, honestly. Yeah, it's 3/16 taller. So we're going to take this off. We're gonna hold off and we will go make another. But we'll get this side set up so we can just do the same thing and just put it together and be on to the races. Because the rest of this so theoretically all the rest of these tabs you can't use yet, so we'll put them on my shelf and save them. So what's up, guys? We got the front end. We got the front end basically done for now. Now we're gonna start on the rear end. We got the rear brackets welded up. Figured you don't want to see that, just another time lapse. So we're gonna get these mounted up for the bottom links. Can't do the uppers because the company we bought these from shorted us one. It's okay, not a big deal. We'll make it work. But we gotta get this thing mounted and get the show on the road because we gotta beat the schedule for Father's Day weekend.